In the remote town of Frostvale stands the towering peak of Mount Everglade, a mountain veiled in mystery and chilling folklore. A group of climbers, each one more daring than the last, embarked on a journey to conquer this frost-bitten titan. Their hearts were ablaze with adventure. Little did they know their flame was about to be snuffed out by the icy breath of the mountain. The initial journey was filled with laughter and camaraderie, each step a testament to human resilience and the spirit of exploration. However, as they ascended, the mountain's icy demeanor began to reveal itself. The skies darkened and a sudden blizzard swept across the landscape like an uninvited guest, trapping our climbers in its frosty grip. As the temperature plummeted, so did their hopes. The biting cold gnawed at their spirits, and the jagged terrain threatened their resolve. But the mountain, it seemed, had more in store. An eerie presence began to make itself known, lurking in the shadows and whispering in the wind. It was as if the mountain itself had come alive, its icy veins pulsating with a sinister intent. One by one, the climbers began to disappear, vanishing into the frozen abyss, their cries for help swallowed by the blizzard's howling winds. The remaining climbers huddled together, their breaths fogging up the air, their hearts pounding in sync with the mountain's ominous rhythm. Each gust of wind seemed to carry a malicious laugh, each snowflake a harbinger of doom. Their struggle was a symphony of survival against the mountain's cruel orchestra. The biting cold, the treacherous terrain, the relentless blizzard. They were mere instruments in the hands of the true maestro, the unseen terror that stalked them from the shadows. The mountain was not just a mountain, it was a stage for their icy demise. Desperation clawed at their hearts, the fear in their eyes reflected in the icy expanse around them. They were not just fighting against the mountain, they were fighting against the terror that the mountain harbored, the terror that was now hunting them. Their dreams of conquest were now replaced with a primal need for survival, their laughter now a distant echo lost in the blizzard's roar. One by one they fell, their screams piercing the frigid air before being consumed by the icy wilderness. The mountain, once a symbol of their adventurous spirit, was now a tombstone for their bravery. Their journey had ended, not with a triumphant descent, but with a chilling silence that echoed across the frozen wasteland. As the last climber fell, the icy wilderness of Mount Everglade swallowed their screams, leaving behind a chilling silence. The mountain stood victorious, its icy slopes gleaming under the pale moonlight. In the heart of Frostvale, Mount Everglade returned to its slumber, its secrets once again buried under a blanket of snow, waiting for the next group of climbers to challenge its frozen terror. Right smack in the middle of the Blackwood Range, Mount Midnight stands there, all dark and mysterious. It's a sight to behold, its spooky past echoing through the empty slopes. Now, imagine this. A team of top-notch climbers, each one boasting of mountains they've scaled, have chosen this daunting mountain as their next big thing. They've got Everest and the likes under their belt, but Mount Midnight? It's a whole new ball game. As they start their climb, the mountain throws them a curveball. Invisible winds whispering through the rocky hideouts, echoing voices of those who've long become a part of history. The climbers, not ones to back down, shrug it off as just some weird mountain noises. But when night falls, things get real spooky. The mountain, under the eerie glow of the moon, seems to come alive. Ghostly figures pop up, disappear, just like magic. The climbers, try as they might, can't just ignore these otherworldly visitors. The whispers get louder, the ghostly figures multiply. Now they're questioning their determination, their sanity, and their safety. One by one, they start sharing what they've seen and heard, their voices barely a murmur, as if they're afraid of disturbing the phantom residents of Mount Midnight. The stories are freaky, each more terrifying than the one before. It's plain to see, the mountain is haunted. Huddled together, trying to keep warm, they stumble upon a shocking find. Hidden under the rubble, they find an old journal, filled with the despairing notes of a previous expedition. It tells a scary story, one of terror, of ghostly sightings, ending in a tragic loss. The experienced climbers are now faced with a decision. Should they push on, conquer the haunted peak, or make a run for it, escape the terrifying clutches of Mount Midnight? Amid the creepy whispers and phantom sightings, they make their choice. They choose to go on, their determination heightened by the spooky echoes of the mountain's dark past. As they near the peak, the echoes continue, a grim reminder of the mountain's haunted past. As the climbers face the bone-chilling, their terrified whispers are carried into the abyss by the haunting echoes of Mount Midnight. Nestled in the craggy peaks of the Shadow Ridge Mountains, Mount Shadowfall stands, a foreboding peak shrouded in darkness and whispered dread. In the heart of this rugged range, a group of intrepid adventurers embarked on a daring expedition. Their destination, the mysterious uncharted caves deep within Mount Shadowfall. These hardy souls sought the thrill of the unknown, the allure of the unexplored. Little did they know they were stepping into a tale of terror that would chill even the sturdiest of hearts. As they ventured into the mountain's innards, the outside world faded away, replaced by a suffocating darkness that seemed to breathe with a life of its own. The air grew colder, the silence deeper, as if the very mountain was holding its breath, watching their every move with unseen eyes. Their headlamps pierced the inky blackness, revealing a labyrinth of winding tunnels and cavernous chambers. Ancient stalactites hung like frozen daggers from the ceiling, and the floor was strewn with jagged rocks that seemed to grin maliciously in the harsh artificial light. But the adventurers pressed on, their spirits undeterred by the oppressive gloom. They were explorers after all, and the thrill of discovery outweighed their creeping unease. That was until they stumbled upon something that should have remained untouched, a relic of a time best forgotten. In the depths of the mountain they found it, an ancient stone seal, etched with symbols that seemed to squirm and writhe in their torchlight. A cold dread settled over them, but curiosity, as it often does, won out. They broke the seal. The mountain seemed to shudder in response, and a malevolent force roared to life. The air turned icy, the shadows deepened, and a palpable sense of fear gripped the adventurers. They had awakened something, a terror unseen but felt in every echoing footstep, every flickering shadow. This was no longer a simple expedition. It was a fight for survival. The adventurers were hunted, stalked through the labyrinthine tunnels by a force that reveled in their fear. It was a predator, and they were its prey. The once enticing labyrinth became a trap, each turn leading them further into the heart of darkness. The thrill of the unknown had turned into a nightmare. The shadows seemed to close in around them, whispering threats in their ears, their torchlight flickering as if threatened by the darkness itself. Would they escape the shadowed abyss of Mount Shadowfall, or become the latest victims in its horrifying cycle of terror? Such are the tales that echo from these terrifying peaks, chilling reminders of the horrors that lurk within the heart of the mountains. From the icy, shadowy slopes of Mount Everglade, where an unexpected blizzard turned an adventurous expedition into a fight for survival against a sinister, unseen force, to the haunted crags of Mount Midnight echoing with eerie whispers and ghostly apparitions that revealed a chilling past. And let's not forget the foreboding Mount Shadowfall, its mysterious caves housing a malevolent force that hunts its victims in the dark. These are the stories that send shivers down our spines, tales of terror that remind us of the mysteries and dangers that lie in wait in the wild, untamed heights. But perhaps you have your own tales to tell. We'd love to hear about your own encounters with the unknown in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey. If you enjoyed these tales, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, remember, the mountains hold many secrets, and not all of them are meant to be discovered.